preparing to finish 2022 strong. Preparing to finish 2022 strong. And you know, as we finished the series that we did last month on sales and all those things, I just began to think and to think about it, and I felt very strongly impressed upon to share this with you today. And essentially it talks about what exactly you can do, all right? What exactly you can do as you prepare for the last third of the year, all right? There are 4 months to go in the month of, in the year 2022, September, October, November, and December. What exactly can you do, all right? Are there certain things that characterize these seasons that you can take advantage of to ensure that you grow your business and you achieve the kind of goals and the objectives that you have set for yourself and your business? All right, so now here's the thing is this, a couple of things as we enter the ember months, because we call them the ember months. In case you don't know what the ember months mean, that's September, October, November, December, so they call them the ember months, right? So in case you don't know, for many people they kind of get discouraged as we move through the end of the year, because they're asking themselves questions. What exactly have I done this year? 8 months have gone, I've got 4 more months to go, and if you know anything about business, you realize that technically speaking you probably have actually just about 3 more months to go, because there is a month in the year, which is December, that not too many things happen for most people. Not for everybody, but for most people. All right, people shut down for the year, and all sorts of things like that happen. So today what I want to do is that I want to take out just a few minutes to share with you some of the things that you can do to begin to prepare yourself and prepare your business for these ember months, that you can do to ensure that you get optimal result and maximum output, maximum effect out of this season, so that you are not caught and you can meet up your numbers, etc. So I want to start by saying that, look, as we enter this season of the year, the thing for you is that do not be discouraged. All right, don't get to a place where you start to feel like nothing much has happened for me, nothing much has happened for my business, have not been able to do this, have not been able to do that, all those types of things. Doing a review is good, doing a review is important, but let it inspire you to do better and not let it discourage you from doing what exactly you need to do. So in other words, instead of discouragement, let's realize that there is still so much work ahead of you in 2022, and there is still so much more that you can do in the year. I was reading something recently, and I read somewhere where it says that as much as 42% of organization sales comes in these seasons of the year. As a matter of fact, November, December, for many organizations, as much as 42% of their business, of their business and of their sales comes within these ember months. All right, so what that means is this: for you as a business owner, there is a fantastic opportunity for you to do business with your clients, for you to do business with your customers and make money in this season. All right, very, very important. So what are some of the characteristics of the end of the year? As we get through the end of the year, it is important that you don't quit, it is important that you don't give up. What are some of the characteristics that this season of the year holds for you as an entrepreneur, for you as a business person? Number one, businesses make a final push to meet their numbers. All right, there are probably more promos towards the end of the year than there are throughout any other time of the year. All right, businesses at this time are making a final push to ensure that they achieve their numbers so that they can report good numbers to their shareholders. So you see things like Black Friday, Discount Monday, Sales Week, Christmas end of year promo. All those types of things are things that organizations do to push and promote their businesses. So if you run a business, right, where maybe you are a reseller or you do advisory businesses and all those types of things, right, you do digital marketing, you do businesses that are related to growing revenue, either for yourself or for your clients, right, this is a very important season for you. you can actually make your budget for the rest of the year. I mean, using the rest of the year to make your budget for the year. So one of the characteristics of these December months is that businesses make one final push, all right, for growth in their businesses. The second thing is this: many businesses begin to realize that they have not yet met their budget, or they have not utilized their budget. In other words, they put it in their budget that they were going to spend X amount of money in marketing this year, and they begin to realize that they've not finished spending their budget. And if they don't spend it, what will happen is that the business would most likely say that because you have achieved XYZ result without spending this money, next year it means you don't need that money. So what happens is many managers feel like they will shoot themselves in the foot if they are not spending the money that they have budgeted to spend in their businesses. So what happens is that many of them, quote unquote, go on a frenzy, especially those who have saved a lot from the beginning of the year, thinking that, oh, I don't want to overrun my budget. When they now start looking at their budget, they begin to realize that, oh, I haven't spent as much as I thought I would spend. I have more liberty to spend and do more. This is a fantastic season and a fantastic opportunity for you to do more and to make more money in your business. All right. The third characteristic of this time of the year is that December to January are very slow many times and for most types of businesses. All right. Why? Something I said earlier: businesses shut down for the year. People go on holidays, Christmas holidays, New Year's holidays, and all those types of things. Right. In fact, some people are just resigned to the fact that, look, whatever I've not been able to do from January to November is not in December. I will do it. So let me just move on. All right. So it's one of the things and the ways people think. Is it good? Is it bad? It's up to you to decide. But again, these are just some of the characteristics of the end of the year. All right. The fourth characteristic of the end of the year is that there are a lot of board meetings. Right. There are a lot of staff meetings. There are a lot of bonding meetings, and all those types of things. Right. What that means is that if the nature of your business is such that you provide refreshments for corporate clients and things like that, this is a good season for you, because there will be a lot of board meetings. There will be a lot of Christmas end of year parties. There will be a lot of staff hangouts. There will be a lot of things, even in churches, right? Workers' celebration, all those things begin to happen in this course of this year. All right. So there are a lot of board meetings. There are key, activities. There are key event happenings. There are board meetings also to meet and decide on what their final push would be. So, for example, one of the things that this season can spell for your business is the fact that maybe now is the time to propose that particular shift and that particular change to that business. Because when you do so now, the board can consider it, because they will meet very soon and they can adopt your idea and then push it and do it for and take it forward. All right. So one of the characteristics of this year is that, of this season of the year, is that there are a lot of board meetings to make a final push to close out the year and ensure that they achieve the kind of success that they want to achieve as a business. All right. And then for that to happen, they are doing all sorts of things. They are doing a lot. All right. The next other characteristic of the year is that people are planning Christmas gifts. They are planning gifts for their clients. They are planning things like that. And we'll talk about that in some of the specific things that you can do to take advantage of this season. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of the things that businesses can do to take advantage of the season that we are in. So we've talked about some of the characteristics of this season. What are some of the things that you can do as a business owner to ensure that you take advantage of some of the things that will be happening in this season? The first thing I want to share with you is this. Number one, get a sense of how your customers are thinking about this time of the year. In other words, try and understand whether your customers are happy with their performance so far this year, or they are unhappy about their performance. Try and understand whether your customers feel like they are making more money or they are making less money. Try and understand whether your customers can afford to pay more or they can only afford to pay less. Are they happy with their numbers, right? Are they planning for parties this year? Are they planning for events this year? Oftentimes those things are indicators as to the way the organization is feeling, all right, in this year. For example, I have a client who has done well from January up until June and maybe the better part of July. All right, but in the month of August specifically, things didn't go too well for them. So in fact, some people are beginning to think and wonder that look, maybe our bonuses will be affected and all those types of things, because they really experienced a not so interesting season in the past 1 or 2 months thereabout, right? So what am I trying to say to you? Understand the mood of your clients, understand the mood, right, of your customers. Are they in a buoyant mood? Are things looking like what is it looking like this year is going to be like for them as they go through the year? All right. When are they conducting their last board meeting for the year, for example, if you deal with those types of corporate clients? All right. And then try and understand, very, very importantly, this is very important, try and understand what problems are these organizations still looking to solve between now and the end of the year. Very, very important. If you can write it down, please write this down. What problems are my clients or my customers still looking at? What problems are they still looking to solve in the year 2022? In other words, no matter how late it gets in the year 2022, these clients will still be trying to solve a particular type of problem. So the first thing I want to encourage you to do is to begin to engage with your customers, begin to engage with your clients. When they come into your store, talk to them a bit more. Don't just allow them come and buy and go. Engage them a bit more. How is life? How is business? How has this year been for you? Try and start getting a sense of the way your clients and customers are beginning to feel about the year 2022, because it gives you an indication of where they are thinking and what is most likely to be the trajectory, right, by the end of the year. This is important because it helps you to understand how you can position to deliver value to your clients. So for example, if your customers tell you that, oh man, this shopping I'm doing is we're preparing for certain things, we are going out, there's an event, there's a dinner, etc. Maybe they're in a bit of a buoyant mood, maybe they're in a mood where they feel like there's still so much more to do this year. I mean, if you have clients who are still going at it, who are still doing things, right, that means they're still very excited about the year, right? And it is important to follow that excitement and see how you can add value based on that. Number two thing that you can do is have a very frank and honest conversation about the potential for doing business with your clients this year. If you do, especially for B2B type businesses, you need to just have a very honest conversation. Look, Mr. Client, what are the possibilities? What are the chances that we will do anything this year? Oh, my brother, let me not lie to you. Things have gone so bad, things are not looking so good, etc. What that does for you is that you know who to follow up on and who not to follow up on. You know how to follow up on those customers and whether you don't even need to follow up on them at all. All right, just have a very frank and honest conversation, right? Look, I've been proposing this thing for you with you guys since the beginning of the year. This is the 9th month of the year. Is this something that you guys are really looking to do? What do you think the board? How do you think the board and management and exco? How do you think they feel about this particular thing? Is this something that they'll be interested in? Is this something that they'll be excited about, etc, right? Prioritize the few that have promise. So have a frank conversation and prioritize for a few that have promise. The next thing about this particular point is push for action early. Where your customers are in a situation where they will still make a move this year, push for early action. Guys, if you're still going to do this thing, now is the time for us to start doing this. Now is the time for us to start doing that. Work with the season of urgency. Work with the urgency that surrounds this season to see how you can push for business to come out, for work to be done before December 15. By the middle of the month of December, literally almost everybody shuts down. All right, whatever it is that you want to do, it's important that you start planning early and you push for early implementation and early execution. All right, push for action early. All right, number 3, okay, sit with your team. Number 3, what you can do in this season to plan for 2022 to finish strong is to sit with your team and plan a campaign that will start from now on, running all the way up till December. All right, now why is this important? You must understand, and this is the reason why for many people digital media, digital marketing doesn't work. It doesn't work because you need to understand that depending on what you're selling, you need consistency before people start to buy. So I'll give you an example. If you sell a commodity, right, and you sell something that almost everybody else knows or is aware of in the market, right, and you think by doing 1 week ads or 2 weeks ads on Instagram, you are going to get sales, it's most likely not going to work, right? And the reason is that for commodity type products, you often need time to warm up your leads for them to buy from you. In other words, all right, people, you must remember that especially for commodities, people are not necessarily looking for that product per se, right? Some of them have a problem with their current service provider, but they see you, but they're like, you know what, let me still continue with my guy. But the more they see you, right, it's like how I tell people, right, Coca-Cola will continue advertising whether they're doing a promo or not, right? Why? Because they understand that the more that they are in your face, the more there can be an emotional recognition system that is triggered for their product or for their service. So when you sell a commodity, when you sell clothes, when you sell hair, when you sell whatever it is that you sell, you must understand that, listen, reaching out to people takes time. So if I were you, I will plan a budget that I will use to run digital ads from now all the way till December. And I will not really expect sales until October, November, December. Why? The month of September will probably be spent warming up your leads. Now, here's the thing. If you now say that, oh, I want to advertise then, the people who have started advertising now and whom customers have started warming up to are most likely going to win beyond the person that just wants to start advertising then. So my advice will be, sit with your team and see what campaigns can you begin to run from now that will last all the way till December. So plan a 4-month campaign. If you have a limited budget, try and work around your budget to extend the campaign as much as possible. So maybe do some things offline, do some things online, and all those types of things as you go towards the end of the year. Because very simply, people buy from people that they trust, okay? And building trust takes time, so you need to start now. Building trust takes time, so you need to start now, okay? Some of you need to also start planning. Do you need to hire people for the coming season? Okay, where are you going to get people from? Are you going to leverage students to do that? All right, what can you start experimenting with now in preparation for the December season, in preparation for the Black Friday season, in preparation for the sales week in coming up that will be coming up in November, in preparation for all those things? What can you begin to experiment with now in preparation for all those seasons? Can you begin to plan some events right now in preparation for that season? We need to close. All right. And then the other thing I want to encourage you to do as part of sitting with your team is review your content. Listen to me. Your content is not supposed to be static. Your copy is not supposed to be static. So when you look at your website, the things you put on your website, some of you have not changed anything on your website in the last 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. This season is a good time to consider changing some things and targeting and rewriting some of those things to target an audience. There is nothing wrong with changing your content to suit what you're going to do over the next 4 months, and then by January you change it back into something else that is more static or long term. Okay, don't be fixated in your mind and don't be lazy about this thing. All right, review your content, review what you put out there, and ask yourself, will this thing be relevant in acquiring customers for the next 4 months? Let me say that again. Ask yourself this vital question: the copy, the content, the things that I put out there, or the things I'm planning to put out there, will they be relevant in attracting customers over the next couple of months? So your website, your profile on LinkedIn, your ads on Instagram, your pictures on Instagram, your ads online, your profile on your website, whatever it is, take out time and review it. Number 4, think about increasing your prices next year, right? One of the strategies you may want to do, right, or deploy is, I want to increase my prices next year. So how can you push your customers to buy at the current price this year? In other words, next year you might increase your price. So if you sew clothes, you want to tell your customers that, look, I'm planning to increase my prices from next year. If you have December clothes that you want to sew, give them to me now, or book with me now, because from next year my price will change. or because if you don't, what that does is that all of a sudden you have a sense of the kind of customers, you have a sense of the volume that you're expecting in the ember season, right? And then what you can do is you can hire new tailors, you can get contract consultants, people to help you to do that work in that period. But if you tell your customers, for example, that look, prices are going to change next year because things have not been looking so well, so hey, listen, whatever you want me to do for you, let's quickly do it now. What you can do is they can lock in businesses before next year shows up, right? The last thing I want to say to you is this: start planning your gifts now. Start planning your gifts strategically and budgeting for it now. The reason is very simple, right? Whatever you can buy early to take advantage of price discount, right? But more importantly is understanding something about gifts, right? Listen, you give gifts to appreciate people and to also plan for the coming year, right? So that they can remember you, right, in the coming year. So start planning your giftings now, okay? Who are you? Who has been, whose business has been a blessing to you this year? Which mentor has helped you? Which leader has been a blessing? Your colleagues in the office, your staff in the office, start planning all those things now, because you will find that there are certain things that you can do and certain things that you can take advantage of right now that will be extremely beneficial for you and for your business going into the season. So with these few sayings of mine, I hope I've been able to share some things that will help you in your business to finish the year 2022 very, very strong. The key thing is planning to finish the year very, very strong, right? And planning to finish the year strong requires that you take out time and begin to plan how you will be effective in the year 2022. I hope that has been helpful for you. Thank you so much for joining me today.